Day one of the tea advent calendar. Oh yeah, just look at all of that. And right here, I've got myself some Biscoff cookies to go with it, a little milk, because this first one's chai, and a nice hot pot of water. So the first day of tea is this little bad boy, which is a original masala chai. So, gosh, where to begin? There's three different ways that words for tea come to the English language. One is tea, which comes from Fujian province, where some English tea people kind of did a lot of dealing. It was one of the treaty ports that was allowed after the Opium Wars was in Fujian province, and so that's where we get our tea from the Fujian dialect. Most places it's cha, which the Chinese word is cha, the Korean word is cha, right? And that's coming from the area around Hong Kong in not Mandarin, Cantonese. And then we have chai, and chai is tea coming out over the overland routes, over the old Silk Road, and then going through Persia. And then from Persia, today we think of it as Indian. And when we're talking about chai in India, we're usually talking about a blend of black tea, like this one, with certain spices that's usually actually simmered in milk together. I'm going to do it by boiling it in water, and then I'm going to add that mix to milk today. I'll probably try it with boiled milk later. So yeah, that's kind of what chai is. This is a masala chai, so that indicates the spice blend, but only in a vague sort of way, because spice blends are so variable, so local. Everything about India, right, is incredibly sort of localized. You're most likely going to have the dominant notes be ginger, which sign me up for ginger anytime, anywhere. Oh my God. And cardamom pods, crushed cardamom pods or entire cardamom pods. And then from there, you might get cinnamon, might get star anise, you might get anything. It really could vary a lot, but you're talking about a base of ginger and cardamom. And that's definitely the smell I'm getting before I've even really opened the tin. I've measured out 4 little teaspoons of the masala chai. It gives you a really exact measurement of 10 grams, which seems to be accurate. I just weighed the little container to make sure, which for me is going to make a whole pot of about 4 cups and have a little bit left over maybe for another cup later. So pretty good. I've got my teapot all charged. Remember, preheat it with hot water. This is a black tea, so I'm going to do a strong 5-minute boil, and I want to keep the water as hot as I can while I am doing that. All right, getting the kettle back up to boiling. I let it fall off a little bit while I was taping my little segments here. And as soon as it gets up to boiling, we can get steamy together. I'll steam up my glasses, and hopefully this will steam up the lens nice and hot. All right, here we go. Yeah, I'm already definitely getting the cardamom. The ginger's coming open a little bit more as it kind of heats up. I'm starting to smell the black tea. I'm trying to decide. Traditionally, this kind of masala chai would be made with the Assam tea, which is actually apparently a genetic sub-variety, which was just kind of recently found out different from the straight-up chinensis Camellia chinensis, which is the tea plant. So another wrinkle in the origins of tea. But the Assam leaf is very strong, high caffeine, really nice. I really do love a good Assam, and that's usually what this is made with. Hopefully, I'll be able to tell from the flavor, but I'm not that gifted to tell leaves apart when they're blended with spices and stuff. At least I don't think so. Anyway, we'll go ahead and let this brew for 5 minutes. All right, here we go. 5 minutes later. I've got my tea all brewed up. I've got a couple of cookies. Sorry, I should have a nice, cute little plate, I know, but what can I say? I'm not Santa Claus. I don't rank that. So let's go ahead and pour our little pot of chai. I've got about, a fingertips amount of whole milk in there. I figured if I'm going to do milk, I might as well go whole. And I've got this beautiful, slightly off milk colored, very cafe au lait, but even lighter colored tea. Smells really good. I can smell that with the richness of that, like the fats and the milk, the creaminess. And again, it's cardamom and ginger for sure are the two it's the smells I'm getting. There's other stuff in there, but I can't pick it out through those two. And this should now be nice and cool. It's a nice part about having a little adding it to milk, as I can drink it right away without burning my mouth, which, trust me, I'll do plenty of that. Hotter than I thought it would be. Nice and creamy. As I've learned a little bit about Indian cooking lately, as I've been kind of teaching myself to cook during the pandemic. And why did I take a bite right before I was going to talk? And I'm blown away how much dairy there is between the ghee, which is clarified butter, and the amounts of cream you put in. It's such rich cooking. People see it as so like, oh, there's no meat or whatever, but it's like, oh my God, you're getting a lot of cow in there. And I think that's also why a lot of people sometimes have trouble digesting it, is there's a lot of fiber and a lot of dairy. And that can be a really rough combo on a lot of people's digestive systems. That's just delightful. Yeah, it's definitely a black tea under there. I wouldn't actually say Assam. It doesn't have the slight astringency, but there's so many sweet, nice spices and so much milk that even if it did have Assam, I don't think I would notice. Also, as I was looking at it, it was these little corned, where they kind of roll them and dry them, so it was hard to see the leaf. Sometimes you can kind of tell a little bit about the tea by looking at the leaf. This stuff was kind of, like I said, corned up, so I couldn't really discern anything from that, which is, just a packaging sort of thing. It doesn't really have anything to do with quality or anything like that. Although really high quality, they usually are like, oh, look at the leaves. You can see the little fuzzy bits on the bottom that the tea has. And it's like, yeah, whatever. Anyway, this is delicious, and I'm going to enjoy it with some more of these little Biscoff cookies. The little kind of gingery sweetness of these complements this so well. I don't know about you, but I'm about to get snuggly. Honestly, I'm going to play some video games because it's been a long heckin' day. I'm going to drink a little chai, I'm going to eat some cookies, and hope you enjoyed this first installment.